Hello guys. So in this video we will understand concepts of arrays in C programming language and how array works in C programming language. So what is actually an array? So it's very simple to understand. Okay, so let us consider a statement where we have to write a program in order to add two numbers. So what you will do, you will create two variables called as a and b, right? Now, same way, if I say program to add 10 numbers, so you cannot create 10 variables going on like this, right? And so on. So this is possible, but the technique is very large and also it is complex, right? You're creating this is so if I say 100 variables, then you cannot create, if I say add 100 numbers, so you cannot create 100 variables out there, right? So for overcoming this problem, what happens is you can create n number of data. Okay, you can store n number of data in a single variable name. So the concept is known as your array, where you create array, that is uh, array is nothing but collection of elements. So you can see here I have collection, so I can say it is collection of similar elements. So if I create integer, so it should be all integer type data, similar elements within one variable name, with one variable name. So this is the concepts of array, where you can store n number of values within one variable name. So how do I access them? So if I say I'm creating array of 10 elements, so I can access by index. So I can say position 0, position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. So with this position I can access. So if I say from a block give me position 0, so it is going to return this particular block. So from a, if I say give me 3, so it is going to return this particular block. So like that we can use array. So let us look at that. Now in array, what happens, the concepts of array is, so in array if you create a single type of array data, then you have to store that type of data itself. So for example, if I create array of integer, then I have to only store integer type of values. If I have to create array of string, then I can store only string in that array, and so on. So that are the properties of arrays. Okay, and then advantage is, obviously you have code optimization, and you have that is, instead of creating 100 variable names, you can create one variable name and store 100 data within it, right? So that brings you code optimization. It's also easy to traverse and use, since the data is stored continuously in a sequence, it is easy to store. So here's an example. So here we have data type specifying what type of data I'll be storing in that array, followed by my variable name, or you can say the array name. So this is my array name, followed by the size of array. So it's very important to give size of array. If you don't give size of array, it is going to be a compile time error. Now if I say like this marks of 5, so this is what it is going to do. It is going to create 5 memory locations, initialize that to marks. So marks is the same name you can use, and then gives the index. So this is position 0, this is position 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it is going to assign the values. You can see at 80, 60, 70, and so on at that particular result. So rather than creating multiple variable names, one variable name you can use, and then you can use this concept of index, where using that index you can particularly use that position. So this is the concept of your array. So here's an example for initializing an array. Now when you are initializing an array, you need not give size, that is possible. But if the size, or if the data is unknown, you don't know the data, then size is compulsory. You have to give the size. So this is an example program to traverse over an array. So here you can see I have marks array, and how do I traverse? I have to initially start with 0. Why should I start with 0? Because index always starts from 0 and going up to lesser than 5, that is 4. Why? Because if I'm starting from 0, 0 to 4 is 5 elements. So I go from 0 to 4, and every time I do, I display marks of I. So initially marks of 0 will return 20, marks of 1 will return 30, marks of 2 will return 40, marks of 3 will return 50, and marks of 4 will return 60, and so on. So here's a simple program you can see where I have created an array. Now to do this, you can also put this inside an for loop and get the input and display it. So these are the concept of array in C programming language.